Knew I was at a point in my life where things needed to change. I just didn't know what that looked like or how that was going to come about. But I just something told me like, just do it. Just jump in and try this thing and um can't hurt you. So just do it. So man, I'm glad I did because it was just like nothing I expected. I was a little nervous at first because, like I said, it's very foreign to me, very different. But I'm so glad that I did it because working with David and the aligned living just totally blew my mind. It changed my world in so many different ways. Like through for work, for me personally, with my relationships, um, family, friends, man, everything. So yeah, I mean, I was hesitant, but now I'm so glad I went for it because it was so worth it. So worth it. It was awesome. Yeah. Yeah. I think the coolest part about this whole thing is like I didn't know about being like an empath in general. Um, I think that's kind of where it started. And when I kind of researched more about what it meant to be an empath, I was like, wow, this is so relatable. Like that is who I am. And learning that there's other people out there that are also empaths and think the way I think, where we're people pleasers. We do things for other people because it makes us feel good, but also because we just feel like that's what we're supposed to do. Um, and when I started doing aligned living work, I realized like that shift of like, oh, I don't have to do things for other people always. I can do things for myself, and that feels really good too. um, and that is the biggest thing for me is that I'm okay to do things for myself and not feel guilty about it. Like I can do something and say like, yeah, this is because I want to do this. This is for me. This is for my happiness and not, giving so much to other people and not getting anything in return. That's been really a huge, um, a huge shift for me, I think. Throughout the work with feline living, I started to actually see the results through, especially my relationship with my husband. And we talked a lot about masculine and feminine energies. And I started to realize that I didn't have to take on everything in the relationship. I could step back and say, like, it's okay for, my husband to do these things. And I think one of the biggest things was when I actually started to do that. I slowed down, I stopped, I took a step back, and my husband jumped right in, like as if it was nothing. He jumped in and he started taking care of stuff. I know he's capable of it, but I always took it on. So I think that was really nice is that he stepped in and, he's like, let me do this. He started doing stuff around the house. And he wanted to take care of me, which was really nice. Like that, um, that I never really realized before that that's things he wanted to do for me. One of the nicest things, one day he just sent me an email with a certificate to the spa. And he was like, this is for you just because, and it was really sweet. It was just not a moment for a gift of anything. It was just because he wanted to do something for me, to take care of me. And that was just something that yeah, it was very overwhelming for me because I wasn't sure how to receive it. But I really enjoyed it. I think it's like you don't realize, like looking from the outside in, right? Like you do all these things for so many years and you don't realize that that's how you've been or how you've been, um, yeah, just living your life. And then when you stop and you take a minute and you like reflect on that and you're like, oh, like, how come I'm not getting that back? Well, because you're always doing it. So that's been really nice as I've kind of stopped and just removed myself from that. And it's overwhelming to see what I get in return when I just pause, right? Like it's yeah, it's like peaceful. I think coming from somebody, myself, that was a little hesitant about doing the aligned living, working with David, I mean, the concept of it seemed really interesting to me, but it's not something I really am involved in my day-to-day life. It's very, like I mentioned, it's very foreign to me. It's very just outside of my typical nature. And but if anybody is hesitant about it, I say jump in, just jump in and do it. It can't do anything bad to you. If anything, it's the opposite. It is like life-changing. Like the best part about doing the work is that David guides you through it, encourages you and lets you know that you're not doing anything wrong. You're learning. Be patient with yourself. Good things will come out of this. And I think that reminder and just having that coach by your side, telling you that like it's going to be okay and that this is going to turn out great for you. It was great for me. Like I needed that, and I think that was really helpful going through this whole process. So I have recommended David and the Line Living to so many people that have talked to me since I've done aligned living work and have seen the shift in me and have said, what has gotten into her? She is like such this powerhouse, this inspirational person. Just in my business itself, how much the shift I've seen, personal relationships, and people have come to me, family members, and said like, wow, whatever she's doing, she's got to keep doing it. She's glowing. She's just on top of the world right now. And like, I want some of that. So I'm like, if you want some of that, do it. Do the aligned living work with David. It's like, it's life changing. It changed my life. It can change your life for sure. Thanks, David.